gonna show you how to make one of these. Let's go!
First off, guys, let's start with a good, reliable vector-based software. I tend to use Illustrator. A lot of Adobe products I tend to use. But first things you want to have before you even get started, you want to make sure the size of your material. You want to make sure the thickness, the width. You also want to check your bits for your CNC machine. Make sure it can do the job you need it to do. You'll see me here. I'll make a little circle that'll represent my bit. And I'm just going to make sure it fits through all the nooks and crannies where I need it to fit. Next, I'm going to put it to a post-processing software which will generate the G-code. So I'll use Vector Aspire, and it will do the depth cuts and all that, make sure it'll cut like we need it to.
And here's where the fun starts. We're going to get this board slapped down on his here table. We're going to get the machine cutting and let it do all the work.
For this piece, we're using a bit of recycled wood, so it came from up here, and that old paint on it's going to look really nice once we carve into it and leave that behind and get a little sanded and polished up. It's going to be the perfect mesh of retro design with some good old-fashioned woodwork. This is where you want to be, make sure your speeds and feeds for your bits it's crucial to get those right. Right now, if I was going too fast, it'd snap it off. If I was going too deep with the bit, it would snap it off in a heartbeat. And these bits can easily range for 20 bucks at the cheapest, to a couple of hundred, depending on what you're trying to do. But typically, I'll use a 2-flute bit when I do wood, or even a single flute if I'm doing MDF. And it'll just chew through that wood quickly, and it'll eject all the debris so you won't have any problems with it gunking up. Alright, now that this guy is fully carved out, we're going to do a little bit of detail work here. So once we get it off the table, I'm going to trim the edges. We have some unsightly screw holes there. We're going to knock those out. And then sanding, oh my god, let me stress how important sanding is. The last thing you want to do is grab a piece of decor or whatever and get, you know, a splinter in the hand. So I've done it plenty of times, and that's something you don't want. So you're going to take good care, go ahead and sand it. You want to get all in the nooks and crannies and knock that out. And also that'll make it more susceptible when you decide to use stain or a sealer on that wood. And for the buttons, I decided to go with regular old plywood. That's about 3/4 inch plywood. And it's going to give really good contrast as far as the texture. So it's going to really stand out. And even when I stain it or paint the buttons here, you'll still have that neat texture behind it that's just going to clash and just really make the image pop. So we use some old ebony wood stain for the buttons here. That plywood will soak it right on up. So for the smaller pieces, I'll just dunk it right in there. Bigger pieces, I'll just get a work rag there and go ahead and get the town. And once those are done nice and lovely, we're going to go with the tried and true wood glue. We're going to get that down there. Works a lot good for this project here. So sometimes I can change that adhesive depending on what I'm working with. But good old wood glue, never underestimated. And here's our finished product. The one in the back is the one we did about a week ago, and the one in the front is what we did today. Like all my projects, I originally did it as something that I wanted for myself, and then friends and family and people online started to see it, and they wanted to steal it from me, so I had to beat some people off with a stick and promise to make a couple of new ones. And I love using this recycled wood, and mostly that comes from piers and old houses, but you can see how much character it gives it. The old paint on it, the one in the back, it didn't have as much paint, and you got this darker look. And originally the one up front, I was going to sand it down and hit it with a little dark stain to get it to look more like the one in the back. But it was, you know, saying, no, don't you dare, I look too good this way. And it's right, it looks very great with the white like that, and I like the contrast with the one in the back. So they make an awesome pair, if I do say so myself. If you like what you saw here, guys, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And if you have any suggestions of what we should make next, go ahead and put that in the comment box and we'll get a look at it. Who knows, we may do a limited run, put it up in our store. So until next time, Dojo Hokage signing out.